thing. So again, I do not believe that the 60-day rule applies to this because of the language in there. The court case was not actually, it was dismissed. So being a rule on versus a dismissal are two different things. It was not actually heard. The judge did not grant the fact that we lost. He did not say we lost. He dismissed the case. He refused to hear it. Those are different things. And I do ask you to take the time. You don't have to make a decision. I think if I looked at the ordinance, it was 35 days. Board of Adjustments has to make a decision. I gave you a lot of paperwork today. I'm asking that if you have questions, I'm very easy to talk to. I hope I am at least. And I like clarification. So if there's questions, instead of saying I wasn't sure, go ask Nick, but come ask me too, because I think I have a different point of view that is, I think it's worth hearing, because this means a lot to my neighbors and to me. So any questions at this time? Yes.
Go ahead, Tom.
The trees that you showed us pictures of, the log trees, the full length log. Who logged those off, and who do the trees belong to, and whose land are they on?
That is on 6464. So I don't know the company they used to log, but that would be the Kineskis who own the property with LTI Holdings.
But who owns the trees?
Mr. Kineski is here. So I don't know that answer. That's not my privileged knowledge to know. All I know is on the property, and it was due to the extracting when they pulled the trees off the property because it was a tree farm. That's why they did it. Yes. So I don't know that answer, but the gentleman is here to answer that. I'm not privy to those things. That's not public data that I would have access to.
Anybody else have any questions? Go ahead, Dave.
Really, this is, you made mention of the fact about the court decided that this was dismissed. And I couldn't get the gist of what did the court decide? What is the ramification of what they said?
So let's get into a little bit of civil procedure. The court case was filed claiming that the cup should be invalidated, okay? We defended the case, and when you have a statute of limitations defense, which is what we had, 60-day period,
Okay.
the way that you raise that, or one of the ways that you can raise that, is by making a motion to dismiss.
Because it's outside of the 60.
That's what I did.
Okay.
We had a hearing on that motion, and the court dismissed that claim under the 60-day rule. It's too late.
Okay.
That's what happened.
Okay. So I've got an understanding on this, and all the information that you have been given, you've got a lot of relevant information. However, all of this is due to the year after the 60 days. And I do not believe that we make any decisions in regards to something that the court has decided. So what I see is a case that you have to do whatever you have to do to go after an extension of 60 days through the court system with all the information that you've had and problems that you had and such. But what we're dealing with is the facts of what's, when we went through the step-by-step, each thing, and the county staff approved, and that's what you're after to get each of these changed. When I look at them, there's nothing we can do. Your issue is the 60 days, and if it's extended, you have tons of information that could perhaps become relevant. Mm-hmm. So I don't think, a lot of the stuff that we've heard, it's interesting, but we can't do anything about it because of the 60-day rule. We have no ability to do anything about that.
I just wanted to make sure that she felt she was heard and.
Yes, yeah.
the Township got okay with it.
I understand that, but I mean, I'm trying, that's why I keep asking the questions. And I'm trying to bring something across to you also.
Yep, so can I ask you a question, please?
Only to the board.
Okay, so I have a question, regarding the fact of reading what the powers of the Board of Adjustments are. And reading those powers the powers of the Board of Adjustments, I do not believe that just because a judge dismissed this case, it is applicable to the Board of Adjustments. I believe the Board of Adjustments has the understanding to do its own, there are two different things that happen. You guys are your own entity. So a judge ruled one thing that does not bind the Board of Adjustments to not adhere to the law as given.
And you saw that where?
Well, again, had I had more time, I would have, again, so this is where I feel very much that I was thrown on the bus on this one. I have evidence at home. I cannot give it to you because I was not told this would be happening.
Madam Chair, I'd like to continue. I just, when you say that we have this power,
Oh, I'm sorry, Ordinance 62. If you actually look at Ordinance 62 under Board of Adjustment, under 8 something, it in no way states that if a court case was given, you can't have that power to either wholly, partially, or change a permit. I do not believe that in that section, it would state, it does state, I do not believe. And again, I feel unprepared in this, which I don't like, but I have read the ordinance a few times. I believe the powers of the Board of Adjustment, you are powerful. And Nick Caponero said at the hearing, he goes, your avenue for this is the Board of Adjustments. So I'm hearing two different things from the attorney. But if you look at Ordinance 62, Section 8, when it talks about the Board of Adjustments, your powers do not, are not limited to a 60-day appeal. That it's limited in a court case possibly, but not here.
well, when I'm looking at what we're dealing with, we have a Board of Adjustment determination. We have these items that are listed. I read that, and that's what we're dealing with. And that we have certain rights to do things. I don't necessarily agree with that. And being we have the attorney once again, do we have those kind of powers?
The power that you have in connection with this appeal,
The appeal, I read that, I know what we can
Yes.
do, but I can, the relevance is we can't all of a sudden just throw into the mix something about a septic system or something back from 2008 or anything. We're dealing with these items right here.
correct. And not only do you have the affirmative determinations that were made, you have the director expressly saying on page 1, just so everybody knows, I am not making determinations with respect to this null and void theory that we've heard so much about today.
Yeah.
It's almost as though the director foresaw
Yes,
that something like this
yes,
might happen.
and I'm seeing it. Yes, yes. Okay, thank you.
So I'll back at a few notes. Yes, the director intentionally would not address that concern in my administrative appeal, in my complaint. He intentionally would not. And if you do know now, he has resigned. I can't say why, but that director's resigned right now. He resigned surprisingly on May 5th. Now, one reason you can be reheard of a hearing is 8.9. It's material evidence newly discovered which, with reasonable diligence, could not have been found and produced at the hearing that would have likely resulted in any change in the final outcome of the decision. It's on you. I'm giving you new evidence that was not found. So, according to this, you have that right. This is new evidence I'm giving you because it was not found. And so my my newly discovered, evidence newly discovered, it was not given to you at the time of the hearing. So you do have powers more than you think you do. That 60-day law does not apply. The court case and in your body are two different entities. And that's where we differ.
Can I see that for a second?
I just wanted to mention something that was in, some of your paperwork, and maybe it's not to this case, but we're hearing a lot of things that aren't to this case. It says that Matthew Johnson and Commissioner Nelson have a conflict of interest in inspecting the gravel pits. I disagree with you. That was Matthew Johnson's job. He was doing his job. I consider Commissioner Nelson almost an expert on gravel and roads because for 20 years he's been overseeing St. Louis County's 3,000 miles of road. So I don't know why you would feel that that was a conflict of interest.
That was written to Kevin Gray, not to this board.
You also said that, well, it's, you're on your paperwork you submitted.
Yep.
You also said that they conceal,
Is that on my paperwork or?
this was in.
That's not my
staff
paperwork.
report.
That's actually the staff report that was given by the county, not me.
It's from you. It's from M. Bell.
No, I mean, I didn't give that to you today, but I have printed that.
But we
Yes.
received it.
By the county, not by me.
And you said that they conceal information from us. I don't feel that they conceal information from us. Anything we ask for, they give us, whether they want to give it to us or not.
That was me. It's consideration for me when I asked. I have to do very specific data requests to get that.
Well, I still don't believe that they conceal information. I believe that they do give you what you ask for.
And those are my opinions, that's fine.
But you have given us a lot of paperwork that has been provided by the county. And again, it's probably not relevant to the case, but I wanted to say it.
This piece of paper that you gave to me, what it says on here is this is Planning Commission and Board of Adjustment rehearing. And listed, this is the responsibility of the director. And it says material evidence newly discovered with reasonable diligence, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's from the director would
Yes.
do that.
Yes, so
Yeah.
the fact that the director is saying in this administrative determination that he will not hear this part of the case is out of his boundary to be saying that, because I'm providing new evidence. So he's refusing to hear the parts of the case with new evidence that would do that. So,
And that goes back to the 60-day in order to bring all this forward, would have to be brought into court to get an extension of the 60 days. That, I keep getting into the relevance of that.
yeah,
But this here is the director's responsibility.
yes, which is.
There's another page to this of the Board of Adjustments
Yeah,
responsibility.
and again, I was not prepared in what
Yeah,
some of the stuff that was.
that's different than that.
So trying to explain this a little more, I don't understand what Nick Cavanero said at the hearing when he said your venue is this Board of Adjustments. If he, for this case, that we're trying to have this permit null and void, he told the judge, their venue is this appeal. So how is our venue this appeal process? And now he's saying, well, no, not for that part though. You can't say one to a judge and then one to you guys. It's either all or nothing. You can't say bits and pieces. So to the judge, he said, and to us at the meeting, he said, the venue for this case is the Board of Adjustments. That's what we heard. That's what we're doing. But now we're hearing, well, except for that. You can't have both bodies. You really can't. It's either one or the other. And we were told by Nick Cavanero that our appeal, that the process for this is this Board of Adjustments that we're here